Hey guys, we're at Keystone Lake, Oklahoma. This is my dog, Conan. That one's Riley. If you watch behind me, you might see who knows what. Bald eagles, herons, who knows. Anyway, we're on chapter 18, The Return. Return. Then it happened. It was late one evening, while Amy was leaving her office and heading to her car. She heard his voice. His voice. Amy, he said shakily. Please don't run. I just want to talk to you, please. She turned around slowly and focused on his face. He looked different, thin. His eyes were sunken, and he looked older than she remembered. He wasn't the strong, handsome man he was back in college, and for a brief moment she actually felt sorry for him. I'm meeting the gang for dinner. I'm late, she said coarsely, and with the full intent to take a jab at him. I need to tell you what really happened. Can you please talk to me? He begged. She couldn't believe it, and she couldn't help but show her disgust for him on her face. I know you hate me. Please let me explain. Call my office tomorrow, she said, and turned and walked fast towards her car. He let her go. He figured he'd caused her enough pain. She arrived at Ben and Mara's just a few minutes later. She kept it together until she got through the door. That was when she lost it. She just began to sob and was trying to explain to them what happened. Bob arrived just a minute or two after Amy. He came through the door with a big smile and a bottle of wine, and he saw Amy sobbing, Ben and Mara trying to console her. What happened? Who hurt you? Bob burst out as he ran to her. Ben and Mara made eye contact. Bob regained his composure, but he knew he had let his feelings for Amy show, even if it was just for a brief moment. Jim confronted her at work today, Ben explained to Bob. Wait, he's in town? What the hell is he doing here? Bob explained. He wants to talk to her, Mara said, each getting what they could from Amy's hysterical ramblings. Please, I don't want to talk to him alone, she said, looking up at her friends with fear and anguish showing in her face. I have a slow week, Bob said, kneeling down by her side. You just let me know where and when, and I'll be there, Bob caught Ben and Mara glancing at each other again, so he backpedaled a bit. Jim and I have known each other for a long time. He brought me into this group. It should be me, he said nobly. Okay, Ben said while comforting Amy. You don't have to meet him alone. Mara and I are also available anytime you need us. We're a team. You're never alone. Here, Mara said, with an outreached hand offering Amy a glass of wine filled dangerously close to the top. So she agreed to meet with Jim at her office after hours. Bob was there too. What is he doing here? Jim asked, walking in. Did you expect me to meet with you alone? Amy replied. So what, are you two like a couple now? Jim asked snidely and way overstepping his boundaries. I know they're back there somewhere. Bob started to answer, but Amy interrupted him. What do you want? She said abruptly. You wanted to meet. Do you have something to tell me, or did you come here to pry into my personal life? Jim seemed to get the message that she was sending, so he relinquished and took a seat. Amy, you're not safe, he said, now much more humbly. She looked down at the floor. She didn't know what to expect his first words to her to be, but those weren't it. She didn't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing that he took her off guard. They've backed off for a while to let the smoke clear, but they haven't given up, he paused and breathed. When I was working with them, I kept you safe. I wouldn't let anybody hurt you. Oh, come on, she burst out. Are you here to try to convince me that you're some kind of hero? That you were helping me? She said, making quotation marks with her hands. She was trying to keep her anger in check, but it was getting harder and harder. She broke down and began to cry. Please don't, please don't cry, Jim said, reaching out towards her. Why? She said. Not crying doesn't make it hurt less. It just saves you the pain of having to see it. Well, you missed a lot of tears, Jim. So many. You can stand to see a few of them now. You're the cause of them all, she growled at him. You know what? Get out. I can't do this. I It would be best for you to go. Go now, she was shouting. Bob was approaching him as if to say, leave, or else. They're threatening Sal, he burst out in a last-ditch effort to get them to listen to him. What? Amy said, suddenly able to regain her strength and composure. Well, his family. They're threatening Sal that they are going to harm his family if he doesn't cooperate with them, Jim managed to get out before Bob could toss him out the door. Why? Amy asked, stunned. They want him to mess it all up, to make mistakes, to take too long, to go over budget and stuff. They're building desalination factories and selling stocks as we speak. They're already banking on the destruction of the pipeline. He paused again. Amy, they will hurt his family, and I can't stop them. And as far as I know, he's cooperating with them. I'm supposed to come here today to try to win your trust, to get back on your good side. They want me to bug your office and your phone. He paused for a long time. It's not just Mr. Thompson that you have to worry about anymore. He didn't get the job done. You're dealing with much worse people. Amy, they want to kill you. You've crossed a lot of powerful people. Now, I'm not going to betray you, but if they come after me, I wanted you to know that I was never trying to hurt you. They gave me a very lucrative incentive, but I did it because I knew if I didn't, they would get somebody else, and at least if it was me, I could try to protect you. He took a deep breath and relaxed a bit. He got to say what he wanted to say for a long time. There was a long silence, which seemed like an eternity. Please say something, Jim said, reaching out to her, and she pulled away. What do you want me to say? I need some time to think. I think you should go, she said a little nicer this time. Call me tomorrow. Later, after Jim left, Amy and Bob sat for a while in silence, both trying to absorb what he said. You don't believe him, do you? Bob asked Amy. You're not buying this, I hope, he added. I don't know what to believe, she said truthfully. I wish my dad were here, she said quietly. Bob just walked over and put his hands on her shoulders, reassuringly. She put her hand on his, too. The next day she called Teddy on the job site first thing. What's up? He said cheerfully. Hey, how is Sal doing? Is everything okay out there? She asked him. Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but he's been off lately. He's not himself. I've been wondering if he's got problems at home again, Teddy replied. Yeah, she said. Listen, I'm going to move you. I have another project I need to put you on. How soon can you get to New York? Later, she met with Jim again, this time alone at her apartment. I believe you, she told him. What do you need me to do? He told her that Global Water Corporation has been bribing politicians again, that Global has kept them in the loop about their plans to take down the pipeline from the inside out. They're already preparing to audit the progress and will paint a nasty picture for the public and say that the whole thing was a waste of resources and taxpayers' money. Then they are going to pull her budget. As far as she's concerned, however, they know that the final nail in the pipeline's coffin will be to take her out. No Amy Bryant, no pipeline. They want to make it look like an accident and have the resources to do it. I don't know how I can keep you safe, he said, touching her face. But I can't help you if you don't trust me. I really can't help you if I'm dead, Jim reminded her. We need to fool them. They need to think that I'm at least still working for them, Jim explained. Amy was listening carefully. I've got a track phone to call I've got you a track phone to call me on, but I have to tap your real cell phone. Just be careful not to say anything about it that can just be careful not to say anything about it that can be used to discredit you. I also must tap your office and your apartment, he said reluctantly. It's just for appearances, he reminded her, but as long as you know that they're there, you know to be careful what you say, right? She nodded. Okay, is all she said. Amy, I'm glad you believe me. I didn't think you would, honestly, he said. Yeah, me either, she replied. We will talk on the track phones to figure out what we will say to each other on the real phones and in the apartment and stuff so that we can throw them off. This isn't going to be easy, he hesitated. Also, Amy, you don't know who you can trust. I know they have Sal. Who knows who else they'll go after? I don't think you should discuss this with the others either. What is our plan? She asked him. What do you mean? What is your plan? You know, to outsmart Global? She asked expectedly. He sat down on the arm of her sofa. I don't have one, he said, looking down at the floor. My plan, right now, is to buy us some time to devise a plan. Hopefully. Honestly, I was hoping to win your trust. That's all I have so far, he said, taking her hands into his and pulling her towards him. He very cautiously reached his arms around her waist and pulled her in. He leaned in to her. She also put her arm around him. They didn't kiss. They just stayed like that for a long time. Both had forgotten what an embrace felt like. They both really needed it, but they needed a plan even more. Chapter 19. I'm not going to tell you the title. It's kind of a giveaway, but we'll do that one next.